Hello there! You may be wondering, what in the world am I doing in the middle of the rainforest? Or in the middle of a blizzard? Or on the moon? Or at a party with a bunch of hobbits? Well, this is the same basic technique used in several movies and TV studios, and that is a green screen. With the green screen, one can use chroma key technology to take the background and replace it with any video or photo that you want. Today, I will show you how to make and set up a green screen, how to then use it, and then finally, how to use chroma key to achieve your final product. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is to make and set up the green screen. Now, the first thing you have to establish is where you're going to put it. The best place to do it is a wide open area, such as this one, where you have a nice big empty wall here, and some space here, so you can set up, your camera and your lights and have enough open space for that. It also has to be well lit. So, you're going to need some materials to do this. First off, you need to have a lot of lamps, so just kind of go around your house and find whatever lamps you can. And next, go to your local Walmart or just office supply store, and you're going to need a lot of green, lime green poster paper and some transparent tape. So this is my green screen. It's kind of already done, but I'm going to show you how to make yours. So once you've gotten all your poster paper material together, lay it out flat on a big wide surface area, so possibly the floor. So yeah, you're going to kind of lay them out, and you have to make sure that you have enough poster paper to cover an area that's taller and wider than yourself, because you can't have any parts of your body, coming out of the kind of frame. So then what you're going to do is you're going to kind of line them up together nice and evenly and symmetrically, and make sure they're not overlapping or there's no space between them. And so then on the back side you're going to kind of tape it all together. So then just kind of put the tape across the poster paper on the back again, because you don't want the tape to show up on the front side. And then just kind of put it together and do that for the rest of the poster as well, until it's as big as you want it to be. This here is what it should look like when it's nice and done and flipped over. Alright, the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to hang this up onto the wall. Now you're going to need a lot of tape at hand for this, and someone else to help you out. Alright, so so now you set up your green screen, and it's not the easiest thing to do, but once you've done it, you feel pretty satisfied. Again, make sure it's wide and tall. One really important thing to keep in mind is you have to make it tall enough so it kind of comes down to the ground like this gradually, and not like a corner. This is very important. So again, make sure it kind of comes down gradually like this, kind of like a backdrop. That's what it is. The last thing to keep in mind when making and setting up the green screen is you have to be careful not to fold it anywhere or get any creases, because this will really make a difference when you're filming and later putting it onto the program. So make sure it's nice and flat, nice and straight on the wall, and let's get to our next part. Alright, now that we know how to set it up and everything and make it, we have to figure out how in the world we use it. Well, as you can see here, I've got a lot of lamps, and that's the key, lighting. Probably one of the most important things when setting up a green screen. So yeah, the ideal is to have a uniform shade of green, and that's why we can't have any shadows. So normally someone would think that you'd have to light up the subject, but that would cast a shadow on the green screen. So what we have to do is we have to light up the green screen from behind the subject. So if I'm standing here, we need lights behind me. As you can see, this diagram illustrates how to set up the lights in relation to your subject and green screen. And that's what we're going to do. So let's set this up.
What you say? Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Now, baby, listen, baby, don't you treat me this.
Okay, so after a bit of trial and error, you'll see that it ends up like this. So you have one kind of shade of green across the whole thing, and it's all well lit at every angle. And also keep in mind that if you have a light that's too close to the screen, you'll get this kind of white glare that you don't want either. So next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set up your camera on a static surface, preferably a tripod such as this one, so you can adjust it as you wish. But something like a chair or a box or anything will do, as long as it's kind of static, because that's ideal for film. Okay, so once you have this all set up, film as you please, but remember, no body parts going out of the frame, because that'll be bad when you're editing. Chroma key compositing, or chroma keying, is a special effects and post-production technique for compositing or layering two video or photo streams together based on color hue or chroma range. So this essentially means that it replaces the selected color in a video, in this case green, with a separate video or photo. Now, chroma keying can be used with any color actually, let's say red. But it's normally used with green or blue because these colors aren't commonly found on human skin or clothes and stuff, so it's your best bet. So what all this means essentially is it's important to keep in mind what colors you are using when filming. Now let's switch to the computer and I'll show you how to actually use chroma key.
Okay, so as you can see, we're on the computer now. After you've put the files onto the computer, the green screen files, you're going to want to select a program that you want to use to edit your green screen videos and use chroma key. I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro, which is my personal favorite program, but I'm assuming not all programs are the same, so I'm not going to specify on how to use chroma key specific to this program. I will just show the general process. Especially if you're using a Mac computer with Final Cut Pro, it's all different. So I'll just kind of summarize it. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your green screen footage and put it onto your timeline, like so. Next, take the footage you want to replace it with. So I have a video of me talking here in front of the green screen. Then I have this nice, sweet fire background that I want to use, so I'm going to put that here. Now I made sure to put this on top, and the footage of me on top, and the footage that I want to replace it with in the middle. So I'm just going to crop that a little bit. Okay. Alright. So now that I got them lined up and cropped the way I want it to, I'm going to go to my effects, and I'm going to find my chroma key effect. There it is. And I'm going to drag it onto the file that of me, not the one I want to replace it with, the file with the green screen. So I put it there. Then I find my effect controls. This is where I control the effect, and then I have the color that I want to replace the chroma key with. Now you can select the color through here, but what I find easier is just to take this little tool, put it over, and select the color from the video itself. Now you're going to play with these tools: similarity, blend, threshold, and cutoff. Using these, you'll kind of change the color hue and essentially chroma key. So let's see. What it did was it replaced. I selected green, so it replaced all of that shade of green with the file that it's overlapping. So I'm going to do that again. Pretty cool. Then I'm going to look at some other tools that I use to straighten out some of the borders, because some of the borders look kind of rough, so I use some of these just to make that less obvious. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to position my two video files. I have my two video files here the way I want to. So I'll make this a little bit bigger, and then I'll take the one of me, center it. And now you may be thinking, but what about the room here? Well, I just go to my effects, go to crop, find my crop effect, put it on the video of me. Then I go back to my effect controls, and I have my options to crop the video file. So I crop that a little bit. Okay. To the right, a little bit, and then maybe a little bit on the bottom. Some stuff in the way. Not too much. Maybe a little bit bigger, perhaps. Okay. Now let's play back the file. Okay, it's looking good. I took off the audio off of that just to show you guys. It's lagging a little bit when I play it back, but that's just because of the size of the file. When I go here to my file and then I export the video file to an actual video, not just an editing program sequence, then it won't lag anymore, so you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, as I said, every program is different, but this is essentially what Chroma Key is.
Okay, now you know how to make, set up, and use a green screen with Chroma Key. Now there's a lot of important tips and tricks to remember, so using this mnemonic device may help you. Nice, narwhals, swim carefully. Taking the first letter of each of these words spells out no folds, no shadows, stay in frame, and Chroma Key. These are just a couple of important things to keep in mind when using a green screen. With these simple steps, you can create a film studio right here in your own home. And once you got the hang of it, you can do hundreds of creative things and put yourself in countless places. The possibilities are endless. Thanks for watching. Yeah!